No, our official timekeeper, well, he's running forward. Yeah.
What is the Iowa Beer Month?
That is, I don't know. They go along with Ragbri. Are they the ones that used to go with Ragbri? And yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, and it's not really official Ragbri. So.
What do you mean it's not official?
Well, Ragbri itself disbanded. The register doesn't support it anymore. It doesn't. So
it's just ag do it.
Yeah, it's just Agbri.
You can't tell me somebody didn't think of that. Just drop the R off it, call it ag. And then the ag part could be
looking at farm fields as you go by and need to take a pee or a poo.
there you go.
Are we recording?
That's why I said what I did. Yes, we are recording.
Okay, are you ready?
It is 8:30 and we are beginning our meeting.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to this week's Supervisors meeting. The first thing on the agenda is to acknowledge the minutes. Did everybody get a copy of those? And would you like a motion?
Yeah, I would move that we approve the minutes as written. Aye.
Nay, same sign. Motion passes. The next thing is to meet with the county engineer. Good morning, Dwayne. How are you today?
I'm doing quite well, thank you.
So fast.
We are good.
All right. Well, just kind of an update. Last week, we got the center lines painted up on H17 between Highway 1 and Pleasant Plain.
Pleasant Plain.
I cannot remember that name.
Well, you're just new to the area. Come on.
Yeah, but I drive through the dang place every day.
Yeah. Did you answer the question from the property owner
Yeah,
to their satisfaction? You sent me a copy of the email.
Yeah, she thinks I'm full of beans, but
Well,
that
happens.
I drove the road again this morning and took a look at it. It's starting to basically bleed even through the binder, working its way up through the sand. And the main purpose of that, as I said in the email, is more or less to seal the surface. Because the cracks were so extensive, you couldn't do a crack fill operation on that road and get a cost-effective coverage. It was easier just to flood seal the whole road with a pliable emulsion that would cure over time, seal everything up, and the sand is basically there to help protect, one, to blot it so it doesn't track on cars, and two, to protect it some from the snow plows in the winter. You'll get some scraping of the surface off from the snow plows over winter, but the important thing is getting all those cracks filled to keep water out of it.
Okay.
To have that road, Scott had that road budgeted for a chip seal again in about 3 years, which may or may not be needed. We'll just keep our eyes on it and see how that performs. And on the subject of that road, I got a quote from Helling to finish or apply a chip seal from where we stop at the city limits on over to the Pleasant Plain.
Right. Yeah.
For, what was it? $27,500, which should basically get you a single chip seal, a little higher grade surface than what we have on the rest of the road, but also with the slower traffic in town, you'd really want to have a little better surface on it. The cost difference between the two is it's about $38,000 a mile for the chip seal, and it was $21,000 a mile for the sand seal that we did.
Okay.
But talking with both my maintenance supervisor, road superintendent, Billy Draws, and then also I visited with the Iowa County Engineer Service Bureau a bit. Since we maintain that road, I think over time, that would be a good investment because we do quite a bit of patching on that road on an ongoing basis through every year. But it's above my discretionary amount that I can spend, so I need you guys to give me your blessing, I guess.
Does it still fit in with monies that you have to be able to do that? Okay.
It's still well under our budget for last year. And my view is it's maintenance that we're not going to do. So even though we're spending the money, it's going to save us that much, if not more, over time.
Okay.
Let's see, we're still working on the Peach Bridge punch list for the DOT to get that project closed out. The guys are almost done with it. Hopefully this week we'll be able to get that finished. They completed patching on Madison here at the edge of Fairfield. We're working on Contract Rock. There's some issue with getting trucking because listening to the operators, the quarry has too cheap a haul rate on it, which does not surprise me. But then last week, Billy and I did a tour of all the county grader sheds to kind of look at the condition of them. And they reminded me very much of when my father started his business and we built a shed with borrowed tin from a farmer who tore down his barn. It kept most of the rain off our heads, but not all of it. A lot of our sheds are in similar condition. So I've asked Billy to get pricing for basically replacing most of the sheds. There's a couple of them that are in good enough condition that we should be able to spray foam and maybe plumb them for heat. And the reason we would want heat in there is so that when we are plowing snow in the winter, we can back the motor patrols in there and get some of the ice melted out of the undercarriages. That gets to be a real maintenance and operations issue, having that snow packed up under there. What else have I got for you guys? We've had quite a few issues with the rains of people tracking debris out onto the county right of ways. Chapter 6, Article 10 of the county ordinance allows the county to clean those and then turn around and bill the adjacent property owner, offending property owner, however you want to word that, for the costs of the cleanup. And there's also a civil fine and possible jail time that can be attributed to that. As he looks at the sheriff. I don't think we need to worry about that at this time, but I do need to go speak to some of the property owners about their housekeeping and see if we can't work out a agreeable solution. What else have I got on my list? I think that pretty well takes care of everything I've got for you guys. And I don't know if you guys, the issue with the chip seal is when Helen is in town, we'll be leaving shortly. So if I'm going to do it, I need to pull the trigger, and I don't know if that works with county protocol to do that.
Well, we're talking about the parking lot in front of your office, correct?
No, we're talking about Pleasant Lake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the parking lot in front of my office falls within my
Okay.
within what you guys let me spend without asking.
Myself, I think it's a good idea to go ahead and do that with the chip seal out there, because again, you're going to get a better product inside the city limits there, which is going to lead to a better roadway for them, less maintenance for us over at least the next 3 to 5 years. We should be doing okay with that. And I don't have a problem with allowing you to spend $27,000 in order to do that particular project.
I don't either.
All right, I'll contact Bob Donahoe with Helen and get us on the schedule.
I do want to say one thing. On Friday, weekend, I got some phone calls from all the farmers around me wondering about the hot pink spray paint on the roads. And so I had talked to Mark, and he said we were just marking where the contact rock would end at the end.
They do that so they know that they're spraying the right amount.
Sure.
And it helps.
Yeah, it's a conversation topic too. Thank you.
Glad to be of service.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much, Dwayne.
This is done with me. I will
Head out and do your job.
Thank you. Yeah.
See what I can do to justify my paycheck.
There you go.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dwayne.
So next item on our agenda is to discuss and consider the liquor license for Iowa Beer Bus LLC. Not that I know what that is.
No,
But maybe
maybe Abby, who does our,
you have any
you
idea?
don't have any idea who they are, do you?
No, but I know it's the event for the radio station puts on.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay,
That's fine.
all right. I would make a motion that we go ahead and approve the liquor license for Iowa Beer Bus LLC.
I would second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Next thing is consider hours and wage adjustment for the treasurer's employee. Mark, would you like to explain that?
Yeah,
Aye, come on.
let anybody in here, won't they?
Well, they already have.
That's true. Stacy Alkins, my deputy treasurer, has requested to go to part-time because of a family situation that she has. So I will grant that to her. Effective August 2nd, a week from today, she will no longer be a full-time employee. She will move to part-time. And then I will post an opening for full-time to
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I would move that we allow Mark to do that. This is within his budget, and he can hire someone new if he needs to, or work it out that way. You explained it pretty well to me when you were telling me what you wanted to do, and I think it's a good plan. So yeah, I approve of it.
And you made a motion, I second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You bet. And Mark, I want to say thank you for thinking about this ahead of time, and having a plan. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Darren, do you have any work committee reports?
Yeah, I was out to Bovard Studios last Friday, and we were talking about the agreement that the county is entering into for tax rebatement to Bovard for the expansion project that they're putting on out there. They've already hired 3 new people within the last month that goes along with this project. They have orders and contracts to fill out for a minimum of 18 months yet. There's going to be some small changes made by Pat McVan, and then it will be sent on to Ehlers and Cooney in Des Moines, who are the attorneys covering this for us. Once we get that back from them, I think it'll be ready for us to move ahead and approve that so that we can get this process started.
Mm-hmm. Any other committee reports? Yeah.
No, not really.
You know, mention service agency.
Well, we're nowhere close to being ready or done with the service agency, but if you'd like to say something about it, that's fine.
I just thought we ought to start discussing that because I'm here today just to say that we've had 2 meetings the last 2 weeks and it's gone really nowhere.
Right, and that's why I really didn't have much to say on it.
Right, right. When you're questioning a $140 invoice, you have to pay 50%. That's not going to go very far.
No.
I'm here today to kind of discuss and maybe get on the agenda, a future agenda, to discuss what we're going to do if we do not agree to stuff in the 2080.
Okay, well,
and moving forward.
that we really can't discuss right here at this time. We do have to get you on the agenda so that we can discuss that. So why don't we have
We'll move to
Abby put that on the
Thank you.
agenda for next meeting, next Monday, because that'll still be before the meeting that we are scheduled to have with the city again coming up next week, isn't it? Yeah, it's later.
So, I don't know when you're gonna meet again, next Monday, or you meet again this week?
We were talking about,
We're gonna meet on the 20, no, August.
service agency meeting is tentatively set for August 10th. And we'll be looking at what time frame, because we want to have Martha in attendance in the meeting and Dee in attendance in the meeting, because neither of those two were there at this past meeting. So,
Correct.
and at that time, we're supposed to be able to look at what the budgets are for both departments after we've cherry picked everything through the budgets to figure what pays for what and what doesn't. At this point in time, the one area that I have a problem with is that the lion's share of what the city's budget portion is salaries for employees, and I don't want county salary money going to city employees, which would be which would either be the 67-33 percentage split, or it would be a 50-50 percentage split, depending on what would come out of the agreement. But,
I would agree. I'm getting some numbers from June of 2015, when the board of supervisors at the time did a resolution to purchase the current console.
Mhm.
From there forward, I'm putting all the costs together associated with that console, dispatch, tower rebuild, maintenance agreements. And I would like for us to look at it during service agency,
yes.
because it'll show you kind of what our responsibilities have been over those years.
Mhm.
And I think we need to be prepared. That's why I want to get on the agenda to discuss, you know, what can we agree to, what we cannot agree to, and how we can move forward.
Right. And that's sound way to look at it. So, all right.
I'll consider that your public comments,
Okay, thank you.
which is what was next. Any other public comments? Jerry, anything? All right, nobody has a public comment. Moving on, we're going to allow claims and reports. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Now we're going to discuss and consider nuisance properties.
We have no updates on those at this particular time.
Okay. I will say that I've noticed that as the weather is getting maybe not so rainy and a little nicer, we seem to have more people asking questions about the nuisance properties we currently have.
Mhm.
With that being said, we are done with the agenda. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I would make a motion to adjourn.
Second that motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Very quick meeting today. Appreciate you tuning in.